Hello, Recumbent Trike fans, and welcome back to Utah Trikes. My name is Kate. Thanks for watching another one of our videos. It is a very busy time at the shop, but we keep building and shipping trikes like crazy. Today, though, we are going to slow things down and take a look at another full suspension model, one that comes out of the Czech Republic. It is so sleek, you have to look twice. Today's video is all about Azub's full suspension, eye-catching, incredibly unique Ti FLY. This beautifully designed, mean-looking trike has been a head turner since the day it was announced back in 2016. I actually remember when we unboxed our very first Ti FLY here at the shop. To say that we were blown away is a gross understatement. I distinctly remember some of the mechanics drooling over how awesome it looked. Azub's workmanship and attention to detail is unparalleled, and you see that in the Ti FLY. From the expert welds to the powder coating to the anodized aluminum bits, this trike is exquisite. Azub has been producing award-winning bikes and trikes for over 20 years with the goal of creating perfectly behaving cycles that are capable of riding on and off the road. Long story short, Azub builds recumbents that last. In fact, many of their trikes and bikes have gone on some seriously long expeditions, including a 5,000-mile race from France to Kazakhstan. Azub took home the Bent Rider Online Trike of the Year Award in 2015 for the Trikon 26, again in 2016 for the Ti FLY 26, and again in 2018 for the Ti FLY X. At this point, do we need more evidence that their builds are impressive? Probably not, but we made this entire video for all of you, so we're gonna keep going. The Azub Ti FLY is a full suspension trike with a 27-speed drivetrain and has a seat, handlebars, and boom that are all adjustable. The titanium grade 5 leaf springs that make up the front suspension are what really catch your eye. They're lightweight, low maintenance, and offer 40 millimeters of travel, but we'll go more in depth on that a little bit later. The Ti FLY line includes the Ti FLY 20, Ti FLY 26, and Ti FLY X, which you'll get to see in today's video. We ordered quite a number of Ti FLYs, and now that we have a Keurig coffee maker, Lewis consumes a lot of coffee, and he basically took a day and built up every single Azub Ti FLY that we ordered. So yay, go Lewis. Now you get to see all of the Ti FLYs. Anyway, we're gonna go over the Ti FLY 20 and 26 first because everything about them is the same other than the rear wheel size. Then we will get to the Ti FLY X. We'll go over standard features first, starting with comfort and adjustability. The stock Azub Ti FLY features a separable frame, a comfortable, very adjustable mesh seat, and an adjustable boom. There's a folding option, and we'll get to that in a moment. Azub's ergonomic mesh seat is breathable and is bent to fit the shape of your back. You can use the straps on the back to tighten or loosen the seat cover as well. When we assemble your Ti FLY at the shop, we really tighten those straps down because it tends to loosen up a bit after several rides. For perfect riding comfort, you can fine-tune each strap individually. Azub's trikes are set up with what they call their ideal position system, or IPS, and this is an area where we really get to see Azub's innovative designs on full display. They've created a clamp that uses quick release levers that allow you to slide the bottom of the seat along the frame. It's made of a glass reinforced plastic that helps prevent any scratching to the paint job, even if you are repositioning the seat frequently. The attention to detail doesn't end there. The seat also has 2 threaded struts that allow you to tilt your seat exactly to the position that you want, either sitting upright or a little bit more reclined, and the stability of the whole setup is ensured by 2 ergonomic lock nuts with rubber inserts. You'll also notice laser etched markings on each strut so that you can make sure each one is set to the same position. Here's Lewis to walk you through that process. While he's at it, we're actually going to have him show you how to adjust the boom as well. Anyway, here's Lewis.
Okay guys, so I'm down here about to show you how to adjust the seat on the Ti FLY X or any other Ti FLYs. I just have a Ti FLY X in front of me right now. So you'll see these stays are kind of threaded and have different index marks on them. You can spin these in so that no matter what, you put it back in the exact same spot. Once you find out what spot works for you, we'll set it to about 2.5 there. And it slides down, and it can also slide up. There's a hole back here. If you want to be more reclined, you can pull this whole part out and move it back to this hole. That will bring the overall seat angle more reclined. Now you'll see 2 quick releases down here. This one on the bottom allows you to slide the clamp back and forth. And this one on the top is to disconnect the seat from the clamp. So we'll just set the seat out of the way. If the adjustment on the seat frame for the seat does not hit your X seam, you can adjust the boom. You would need to adjust the chain length, but it's just a 5mm Allen key, and there's 2 bolts right there.
Moving on to the adjustable handlebars. Your handlebars can be set to a wide range of positions by using an Allen key to loosen the stem bolts, then rotating the handlebars to a position that is comfortable for you. If you're sharing your trike and fitting it to a different rider, you can undo the quick release lever and rotate the bars instead of having to break out the Allen wrench. It'll save you a little bit of time, but if you really want the perfect position for your ride, we suggest adjusting at the handlebar stem.
So there are these notches here with a quick release that allows you to easily move the angle of the bars. But you can also loosen these 4 bolts here. And that will allow you to move the bars forward or back. So you can mess around with that and see what feels the most comfortable for you. And just make sure, once you get the angle set, tighten those back in. They do have a torque spec. Max torque is 6 Newton meters, which basically means don't over tighten these bolts because they're really small and can strip and break.
Another standard feature we feel a lot of riders will enjoy is the through axle design of the rear wheel. Trikes tend to lose some stiffness with a larger rear wheel and longer fork. Azub's solution to this particular issue has been to shorten up that rear fork, and they use a wider 157mm hub mounted on a large diameter through axle, in this case the German Synthase, which is a tried and tested solution. Even though it doesn't use a typical quick release skewer, the rear wheel is quick and easy to remove using an Allen key that is actually built into the axle itself. This is really going to come in handy if you have a folding model. The stock Ti FLY has a separable frame, but if you'd like, you can upgrade to a folding frame and handlebars for $329. Again, Azub's craftsmanship shines through when it comes to their folding mechanism. We're going to start with the obvious. It looks incredible. It's hard to miss that folding hinge. It has a large anodized red lever that's easy to access. The whole folding mechanism is made of 70-75 aluminum and CNC machined so all the parts fit together perfectly. Azub also opted to anodize the folding mechanism to increase its mechanical resistance and preserve its precision that otherwise would be lost with a standard paint job. To top it all off, the entire folding mechanism can be bolted onto the standard separable frame, so if it's not something that you can afford right away, it's just not in the budget, you can always purchase it later and have it installed. Folding the Ti FLY is a breeze. Just remove the seat, fold the handlebars backward, then undo the large lever on the folding hinge. You can then fold the rear wheel in between the two front wheels. If that's not small enough, you can make the Ti FLY even smaller by removing the rear wheel using the built-in Allen key we talked about earlier. I'm gonna send you back over to Lewis to show you how this is done.
Now let's talk about folding. First step, remove the seat. Similar to ICE and HP's folding, you need to pull the seat off. Next step is fold the handlebars down. So there will be a quick release right here, and then you'll want to unthread that a little bit, just enough that it releases the teeth right here. So we'll open that up. That bar is hanging down. You can also, if you get one bar to fold down, get that folded down and then push the end of the quick release lever, and that will give the other side the slack it needs to fold down. We'll just tighten that back up loosely. Now you'll see this really awesome looking hinge. So you lift up the lever and the bottom disconnects there, and the hinge opens up. So now close that back up and pull the back end. Then you can also fold the handlebars up to get them out of the way. And if this is not compact enough for you, don't worry. Let me show you. Pull this out the end and put that in your through axle. And lefty loosey, righty tighty. It's pretty cool that they include a little tool for you. There's like one thread left. Come on out. So, get the wheel pulled out of the way. Now, pro tip, so you don't lose your through axle, put it right back in there. Okay. Now you will also notice this other pivot. Open up the quick release on the shock, push that out of the way, and this will fold down. You'll want to lift it off and bring it back.
The Ti FLY features a Shimano Sora 27-speed drivetrain with a triple crankset on the front end paired with a 9-speed cassette in the back. It comes stock with Dior trigger shifters and locking brake levers as well. Bar end shifters are available at an additional cost if you prefer bar end shifters. This is pretty wide range gearing that will be suitable for most riders. You'll be able to climb decent sized hills while also being able to get some great speed on the flats. If you watch our videos regularly, you know that we love trying out different gearing combinations. We have options for internally geared hubs on the rear like the N330 or the N380, or the roll-off 14-speed transmission. If if you really want some improved gearing. You can even swap out the front crankset for a Schlumpf high-speed drive or mountain drive, or a pinion drive that comes in a 6, 9, 12, and 18 speed. Internal options are low maintenance, and you can shift while stopped or coasting. This trike features the Sturmey Archer 90mm drum brakes that are powerful and low maintenance. However, they do not have a quick release option. If you know for sure that you want quick release axles for your front wheels, you'll need to order your Ti FLY with the Avid BB7 disc brakes that are built on an axle that can easily be removed with an Allen key. The wheels on the Ti FLY 20 and 26 run marathon racer tires and have black spokes and silver nipples. For a little extra cash though, you can upgrade to the red anodized nipples, which definitely add to the overall aesthetic of the Ti FLY. One thing to point out here as far as gearing is concerned, the 20-inch rear wheel is going to keep your gearing lower for better climbing capability, while the 26-inch wheel will roll faster and get you a higher top speed. That is an important difference to consider when purchasing your Ti FLY. And finally, the moment everyone has been waiting for, suspension. It's suspenseful, waiting for the suspension. The Ti FLY is an award-winning full suspension model that features a D&M DV22 coilover shock in the rear and Azub's signature titanium leaf springs in the front. These beautifully machined springs are the product of 3 years of intense development, and as of 2020, there is nothing else like them in the recumbent world. They are one of a kind. They're lightweight, require next to no service, they're self-stabilizing, and offer an impressive 40mm of travel. After 4 years on the market, not a single spring has broken, and they've proven to be durable and effective as a front suspension design. We mounted a couple of 360 cameras up to a Ti FLY X to show you how that suspension moves, and it's awesome. I mean, you guys, it's awesome. If you want a bit more travel in the rear end, you can upgrade that DV22 shock to the Suntour Air Shock or a Fox Float Air Shock. Both of those are going to come at an extra cost, but they're going to provide some extra comfort. Also, if you're a heavier rider or you plan on touring and carrying a heavy load, you can opt for the hard front suspension. It's your choice. Lots of choices for you to make when it comes to your one-of-a-kind Ti FLY. Both the Ti FLY 20 and 26 start at $6,190. The main difference obviously being the size of the rear wheel. The Ti FLY is a super capable road machine, and with the impressive suspension, it's going to be pretty comfortable on groomed trails. Now, if you want something that can really tear up some mountainside trails, look no further. We present to you the Ti FLY X. Insert drum music, drums crashing. The Ti FLY X won the Bent Rider Trike of the Year award in 2018 for its stiff Syntace through axle, titanium leaf spring suspension, and its added off-road capabilities. As opposed to the standard Ti FLY, the Ti FLY X features 3 26-inch wheels all around, raising the ground clearance and making this trike a crossover that rivals the HP Velotechnik Enduro that we've shown you in a previous video. Like a road recumbent, the Ti FLY X can tear down the pavement. With it sitting a little higher than most trikes, the rider has to lean a bit more while cornering, but that just adds to the thrill of the ride. While riding on trails, the Ti FLY X is much more agile than a fat trike would be, and the handling isn't quite as heavy. Some other differences to note on the Ti FLY X: it comes stock with Avid BB7 disc brakes instead of the Sturmey Archer drum brakes. The triple crankset is also geared lower with a 48, 36, and 26 tooth chainring as opposed to the 52, 42, and 30 tooth chainrings of the Ti FLY 20 and 26. So it is geared a little bit lower for some hill climbing. It also features the Continental double fighters, which are a bit knobbier than the Marathon racers. Stock configuration of the Ti FLY X starts at $68.90. Azub has two different levels of configuration for this particular model, the Advanced and the Epic level. The Advanced level allows you to customize certain aspects of your trike online. The Epic level is going to be much more involved and is really about creating a completely unique setup that is just for you. It takes a little bit longer and will be a bit pricier, but have no doubt it will be the trike of your wildest fantasies, and you will never need another. You can order the Ti FLY with the Shimano E-Steps motor installed. We can install a Bafang mid-drive. That's available in a 500, 750, and 1000 watt option. You can also choose the UT Custom 1000 watt hub motor with reverse. If you are looking for a full suspension trike that handles flawlessly on the pavement and can tear up trails, there is a Ti FLY for you. You want something to commute? Awesome. Something for touring? Go for it. Something to race down the mountain? We dare you to get a Ti FLY X. The Ti FLY models are unlike any other recumbent and are evidence that our friends over at Azub are truly masters of their craft. We're excited to see what else they have in store for the world of recumbents. We've got some more riding shots at the end of the video so you can see the Azub Ti FLY in action, so stay tuned. Also, we want to say thank you to all of our viewers. We recently hit 10,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel, and that is all thanks to you lovely people watching this video. We appreciate the support, and we hope you continue to enjoy all of our content. If you enjoyed the video of the Ti FLY, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Be sure to turn on your notifications so you don't miss a thing. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you in the next video. Cut. Done. Not happening, guy. That was a good try though, you know? Weston's over here building a CXS. You guys want to see that? That's pretty cool. Check this guy out. What?
Yeah.
How long have you been working at Utah Trikes?
I believe I'm working on my second month-ish.
Everything's fine. How confident are you in building recumbent tricycles?
Wow. I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but some people do, I guess. Okay.
Suspension. It's suspenseful, waiting for the suspension. The Ti FLY, you like that? You like that? That was good, huh? Yeah, I got jokes. Other people have said that you're an expert.
Said that, yeah, oh yeah.
Who said that?
Oh, I mean, so many people.
I made that up. I wrote that. You like that? It's pretty good, huh? Thanks. Yeah, I wrote that. Anyway.
I would say I'm novice level, intermediate.
Okay. Okay, that's pretty good. And
What other people say as well. Some people. Most people say expert, but
So most people say expert, but other people have said intermediate or novice.
yeah, very
Okay.
few, but yeah.
Most of them say expert.
Yeah. most
Okay,
say
good to know.
expert.
What is your favorite recumbent tricycle? If you had to pick one.
Wow.
Don't look around the shop. This is gonna be so long. It's fine. Do you have a message for any of our viewers regarding the current pandemic of COVID-19?
Of course. Stay 6 feet. No more than 10 people in a place. Do what you can do. Perfect.
We're not 6 feet apart.
We're not.
Let's just head on back, shall we? Oh, Lou. Of all the people to get a flat guy. Thank you. You have it right there from the mouth of Babes, Weston. Not because you're cute, but because you're young. Literally super, he's very young. That's none of my business. So, bye. Who got the flat?
Going downhill.
Gosh.